Hilda Nimo Tieku is currently the CEO of Jobberman Ghana, the leading online recruitment portal connecting qualified candidates to employers in Ghana. Before being appointed CEO, she was the head of sales at Jobberman between December 2020 and December 2021. She served as a business development manager at Computer Warehouse Group PLC from November 2018 to December 2020 and held the position of sales manager at Main One Cable Company from January 2016 to November 2018. She has 14 years of experience in business development. Hilda holds a BA in psychology and sociology from the University of Ghana, Legon, a Master of Science in Business Management from the University of Wales, United Kingdom, and a Bachelor of Law degree from the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA. In 2022, she received the Feminine Award as the Outstanding Female in Human Resource Management in Ghana by the Business Executive magazine. Hilda is a passionate professional who believes that when you put more effort into your work, you will indeed produce excellent results. She does not give room for excuses. Simply put, Hilda believes that everyone deserves an opportunity, no matter the gender, and that women are equally capable of leading, making boardroom decisions, transforming, and overall contributing to building a better society. She is a wife and a mother of 2 lovely boys. Hilda Nimo Tieku is our big interview guest today. Stay tuned. Hilda Nimo Tieku. She's our guest for the big interview. The ever beautiful. Hello.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm doing well, thanks.
And thank you so much for being here this morning.
No worries. It's my pleasure. I got to meet Lucy. I haven't met her in person, so it was nice.
Okay.
Yes, so yeah, it was good. Yeah, thank you.
How is Jobberman doing?
Jobberman is doing well. I mean, we turned 11 this year, so it was such an amazing thing. To be in the human resource space, to be in Ghana for 11 years, I think that's like an amazing feat, because I feel like a lot of people, it's easy for people to set up, oh, I want to set up a human resource company, but we put a lot of infrastructure, technology, a lot of things to make sure that the system works and make sure that people, you don't have to know anybody to be able to get a job through Jobberman. So I'm really proud of what we've done in our 11th year, and I mean, it's the beginning of bigger and greater things for us. Hoping for us to be 20, where we can celebrate in a bigger way.
How does it feel when you get to meet people who tell them, especially those who are succeeding, who tell you that it's through Jobberman that they got the opportunity to get a job?
It's heartwarming. I think I always say that, I mean, it's easier when you come from a background where you know people, right? So it's easy to get, or someone recommended me. But what happens if you don't know anyone? And I feel like people should be able to get the opportunities, because I feel like some of us will not be here today, right? Because we didn't know anyone, right? So it just warms my heart. I mean, I meet people send me LinkedIn and they said, look, and I said, go to the platform, and they send me messages like, I got a job, thank you. And I'm like, it's the best feeling, because I know that at least we've been able to change somebody's life, even if it's one person. So it really, really warms my heart, and I really enjoy, I mean, meeting people and connecting and making sure that people are able to find a job. If you find someone a job, you connect their whole family. It's a whole triple effect, right? Because once they get a job, they can support their home, you know, and they can support the country, they can pay taxes. So I really, I believe in what we do, and I'm sure that we can help a lot more people in the coming years.
You have been with Jobberman for a while. How many years?
December will be my 3rd year.
Wow.
Yeah, so I joined Jobberman as a head of sales for a year, and I think when the old CEO, when they were looking, they looked for a CEO for a while, and they didn't find, and I was going about doing my normal job, and they were like, she's doing the job.
Yeah.
can you? I was like, no, I don't want to be the CEO. I was like, no. So I interviewed for it. I went through, like, it wasn't on a silver platter. I had to go through a series of interviews for it. and I got the job. So it's been, I think we've come on a journey, I mean, with the brand and everything. And I'm happy to be able to put the brand on like a bigger pedestal. And it's also always nice to have women in power. My boss is a woman. In my company, we have a lot of women in big positions. So I mean, it helps to know that women can be able to make decisions and change the narrative of things.
You being a woman CEO, of course, we know there are some challenges. We'll talk about that. But you have a lot of skills that you've put on board when you became the CEO. Tell us a bit about some of your skills.
I think that you need to be, I think one of the things that brought me is focus. You need to be focused to know where the brand wants to go. Also to be able to play with your soft skills, because you know with women, it can easily be misinterpreted, right? But your soft skills will always come through. How you communicate to people, your professionalism, how you get work done. I know they said in my role, I don't make excuses. You have to get the work done, whichever way. I mean, that's the reason why. If you're not happy to be there, then no. But if you're there, you get the work done. And I think that making sure that things work in processes, right? So that nothing is done in ad hoc manner, and that the system. So once you were able to put all these processes in, we were able to move the company to where we want to. Because it's easily, if you don't have processes, it's easily for people to fall through the gas, people to start. And one of the things, we don't charge job seekers. So if you you don't have processes, people can call job seekers and say, come, I'll find you a job and pay me 500 cedis or pay me 200 cedis. But we have a system that we streamline that, no, we don't charge job seekers for giving them jobs. And that's one of the things that we've prided ourselves in.
Now let's talk about who you really are, Hilda. Tell us about yourself.
All right. So maiden name is Isuman. I always tell people I come from a very, if you say middle, it's like average income family. I was actually born in a rich hospital. My parents, we lived in Osu and Kokomlemle for a while. I went to Star Avenue. I don't know if it's still there. It's a crèche. Then I moved on to the Youngsters, which was just by the Nima police station. And I know people used to make fun of us because we used to say, it's like your school's by the gutter. But you know, we said, no, we are on Ring Road Central. So I went to the Youngsters, then I moved on to Krobo Girls High School. And then from there, I went to University of Ghana. I left University of Ghana and I went to work a while in the UK for about 5-6 years. Whilst I was there, I did my master's in business management in the University of Wales, which I did in the University of Greenwich. Then after my master's, I always knew I wanted to come back to Ghana. So I came back to Ghana. And I've always also been evading the law process. So eventually when I came and I settled for a while, I went to GIMPA and I did my LLB in GIMPA. Nice. Yes.
Now, let me ask you this. People often say that when you work abroad, your lifestyle is different because they work according to time. If you're late, you know, it might affect your salary. If you don't work well, you might lose your job. Somebody else will take over because people are out there looking for the job. Will you say that that has actually impacted how you work in Ghana and that has also contributed to your rising to become a CEO?
Absolutely. I think that it changes your work ethic, right? And I always tell my friends, I think everybody, if you get the opportunity, everybody should work, because it's the same people that are in Ghana will go outside and work and stick to time. Why can't we do it here, right? And it changes a lot of things. Like I have a pet peeve for people like coming in late for a meeting, people coming to work as if they've been, you know,
they're doing you a favor.
Yes, they're doing you a favor. But you were here, you signed an offer, you said I will work. You work until the job doesn't please you anymore. Then you move on, right? But once you're there, I think that also guided me in terms of how I work, because I think in all the places I have worked, I remember I worked in a company, I won't mention names, and during Christmas, I think most of the people would just leave. Then, like a friend of mine, we were sitting in the office, we were sitting there waiting for 5, and he says, what are you doing? Everybody's gone. And I said, well, we haven't closed. Like, you're supposed to leave at 5, right? So I think that inculcated a lot of my work ethic, what I believe in. I don't slack. I think that's the thing. Put in the work, and you're going to be compensated for it. And if you feel like it's not going to work, then fine. But I think that I believe in working hard, working smart as well, and making sure that you are achieving whatever you do. I think it has actually impacted the way I work and my work ethic within my environment. Yes.
Now, when you were announced as the CEO, obviously you knew that you were going to wear the biggest crown in the company.
Yeah.
How do you combine being a wife and you know, being a CEO as well?
I think that's I think one of the things why I said, oh no, I think my husband is quite supportive. He allows, because I'm able to do a lot of things. I'm going to school, I'm working, and listen, it's like a really busy in Jobberman culture. It's really busy because we are also part of a group of companies, head office in Zurich, and we have offices in South Africa. We are in Kenya, Uganda, and we are in Nigeria, and all of them are 3 hours ahead. So it's like,
so you're working almost all the time.
You're working, you know, ahead of time. You cannot, like, when they book a meeting at 7, that's 10 o'clock someone's time. You can say, oh, I'm not available to join a meeting at 7. I think that it just had a good supportive system that helped me to be able to achieve and juggle all of this. And in terms of my team too, I think that I have an amazing team, and they also support in terms of management team. And even the team itself, everybody just chips in and make sure that we are able to achieve whatever we are. But it's quite a daunting task.
Do you have a particular style of leadership that you have that will help create a thriving environment?
I will say I'm a blend of everything, right? Because you cannot be too laissez-faire, neither can you be too authoritarian. But in the work culture, you need to have a mix of, there are situations where you have to be authoritative and say, this is what needs to be done. And there are some times when you have to be laissez-faire, when you have to listen to other people, because it's not just you, right? It's made up, it's a team that makes it. So I think I blend a little bit of my leadership style from where I'm very consultative. I listen to my team. Sometimes there's some things I will let slide because I feel like, okay, those are not the things that matter. The things that matter to, I won't compromise on it. Okay. And I think that's.
Oh, so you don't compromise just like that?
No, I don't.
Do you get backlash for that?
Sometimes, yes, but I always say, I saw a leadership quote that said, if you want to be a lead, if you don't want to be a leader, sell ice cream. Because everybody will like you, right? Okay. But everybody won't like you. But I think the end goal is that making sure that you've achieved your goal with also not ruffling a lot of feathers or a lot of, but trying to do it in a way that the goal is achieved, but it's done in a more collaborative way. So yes, it's not everybody will like your style, but I think the end goal, they like the results, right? Because once we achieve the result, the team is happy, we are all in a better place. Yeah. What
about challenges that you faced as a leader?
Oh, there are a lot of challenges. I think also in our work culture and in a Ghanaian context, there are a lot of challenges having to deal with people who actually, there's some people you can blame. At times, I think that sometimes they don't know, right? In terms of communication, maybe someone is not coming to work and they don't think about the impact on the next person. Say, I need to phone in early to say I'm not coming so that the business can plan. I think I have a lot of challenges with, I feel like, okay, why are you not doing this? This is what needs to be done. But I think that we are getting there. I mean, to deal with people will always be challenging. And I think that once you work towards it, you'll be able to achieve working with people is never the easiest, always challenging, but we adapt. You have to be agile, and just to make sure that you're also positioning it in the right way so that you're being also sensitive to their needs. Yeah.
Now, everybody walks up to you, or most people walk up to you telling you about the fact that Jobberman created, you know, that opportunity. Is there one particular story that you've heard or that has hit you so much that you've wondered, wow, really? Did Jobberman do this? And if you can share it with us, we would definitely love to hear it.
All right, great. So I had someone I had worked with in the past and reached out to me and said, hey, I need a job. Like, I've been out of job for months. What can I do, right? And one of the things that I always say that we democratize the recruitment process. So you go online, you apply, and once you're qualified, there are some of the jobs that we don't even interact with the employers. So we are even not aware what happens in the background, right? So the employer posts the job and job seeker applies. Then I think 6 weeks down the line, he sends me a message and says, Hailed, I got the job, thank you so much. It has made a difference in my life, in my family. It was creating a lot of pressure at home. And I was like, that was the moment. That is what we work for, right? I feel like impacting lives in that way, it was something else. I've met a lot of people that I always tell them, sometimes people feel like Jobberman is not real. And I'm like, why would you say that? There are a lot of people who have gotten their jobs through Jobberman. We just this year, we did a massive recruitment for data entry for 350 people. Okay. Who are working with us and are outsourced to us. And I think that we are also contributing our quota to the unemployment situation in Ghana in our little way that we can.
I'm looking at the schools that you attended. Somebody will say you were hard.
I was a tomboy, actually. Okay. I was a tomboy growing up until maybe university. I was always a tomboy, wearing trainers, wearing shorts and t-shirt. Okay. Yes, I was always like, I don't know, if someone said I would have been girly, I wouldn't know. Wow. I loved like wearing jeans, t-shirts, trainers, tomboyish, up until I think maybe I went to university.
So what happened in university?
I don't know. Maybe I went to Volta Hall. Okay. So maybe that impacted me with people trying to dress like, it was an all-girls hall. So then I think I got into the rhythm of being a bit, feminine and yeah.
Did you ever think that, you ever become a CEO one day?
I always knew that I had like potential to be greater, better than my parents, better than the people around me, not in a way, but I always felt like I can achieve more and I can do more and not stick to the status quo. My mom will always say, I'm going to invest you into be my, that kind of thing. Yeah. So I always knew that I wanted to, at least even if in the corporate or in management, I wanted to be able to achieve this. I mean, I didn't think it would happen the way it did, because I had been in management for a while. But yes, it just happened. And I'm like, okay, this is it. I mean, you have to brace it. So I think, yeah, that's
so as a young girl, what were your dreams and aspirations?
I remember I wanted to be an air hostess.
Oh, is it?
When I was young, there was an air hostess. I remember when we went to the youngsters, there was an air hostess who lived in Kukumlemle, and I always liked the way she dressed, and they always come with fancy foods, like from the plane and stuff. Like, oh, I want to be an air hostess. Then. Yes, then I actually also wanted to be a lawyer. Okay. I've gone round the way. I'm back in School of Law actually now. Hopefully I can achieve that goal, all things being equal. But yes, air hostess was the dream.
So what happened to that dream?
I think that after a while, I just felt like I was like, oh wow. I just felt like, oh no, I don't want to be an air hostess anymore.
It just happened
yeah. I just felt like, okay.
So what got you into marketing then?
So actually, I started with Main One as a service delivery person. Okay. And I was good with people, and I was good with talking to, so I engaged the customers on the side. I never used to like sell actively, but I would speak to customers, oh, I want to do this, and I'll tell the salesperson they want to do that, and I try and close the deal. So after a while, they said in May 1, you're going to go into sales. And I was like, no, I'm not for this. I can't sell. And they said, you're doing it anyway. So they made me double up for 1 year just to see how I feel about it. And I did, and I think the compensation to in sales is not bad if you're achieving your goals. So I think once I did for a while, then I moved straight into sales. I enjoy interacting with customers. It gives me like a buzz. You meet new people. I've had like good friends from people that I've just worked with in the past, or people that I've engaged, that I've maintained friendships with. So I just felt like it came naturally to me. And then, yeah, I've now been stuck with being in sales and marketing.
After the pandemic, has demand been very, very high on a Jobberman?
After the pandemic, it was an interest. So the kind of jobs changed, right? Before, we used to have a lot of jobs in education. Education was one of the top jobs that people recruited for. Hospitality, I think manufacturing. But after the pandemic, it changed to IT and telecoms.
Oh.
So IT and telecoms became one of the top jobs.
Why so?
Because a lot of people were doing remote work. If you work in hospitality, the hotels were closed down. So the jobs, like the trend of jobs changed to IT. Then it moved a little bit. Manufacturing started coming back once the pandemic. But a lot of jobs in IT and telecom, let's say people working even remotely. So there's a lot of remote work now where people can sit in Ghana and work for an IT company based in the US, based in the UK, and earn money. So the trend of jobs have changed for a while. Education is still there because now everything is back normal. People are going to school, but IT telecom has actually topped for a while. But the other industries are coming up as well.
So do you still have jobs available for those who want to work for companies abroad but will work from Ghana?
Yes, so they are remote jobs. So we classify ourselves as home of all jobs. So what we do is that because we are in all the other countries, you can have access to over 1,000 jobs on our website. So if you come onto our website, you can find remote jobs, you can find in-person jobs, you can find what kind of job that you are looking for from whichever industry. It also depends on your qualification and your skills. You should be able to find something on our platform.
Let's talk about diversity here. Of course, Jobberman is doing a lot, but tell us exactly what Jobberman is doing to create more diversity for people out there who are looking for jobs.
All right, I think that fits in. We are actually currently running a program which is sponsored by the German corporation, implemented by GIZ, and they've given us some funds to be able to. So we realized that the number, looking at our platform from 2022, 2023, we have about 68% of the gender looking for jobs are male, and 32% are female. So one of the things that we said to GIZ is that we want to include a lot of women into getting jobs. So what we are doing, we call the MFIT project. It's matching of females in tech jobs. So we are looking at, because if you go to maybe a science class or an engineering class, you'll hardly find you might find 2 women in that class and a lot of male. And once they finish, how are they able to, there's something about male get job quite easier.
Why so? What's the reason?
I think that sometimes we play ourselves down as women, right? And I always tell people, when a woman is applying for a job and she meets 80% of the criteria, she won't apply because she thinks, I don't qualify. A man will be 70%, even 60, he will apply. He'll say, I can do 10 things, I can do 6, I'll apply. I think that's the difference. We play ourselves down because we think, oh, I am not fully qualified for that job to be able to apply. I think men are more daring in that manner. So we are creating this diversity and inclusion for women, placing women in jobs. We've actually launched a research which we will showcase on the 16th of November in a roundtable with a lot of industry people to talk about what can we do to include diversity and inclusion, especially for women, and also to be able to fix the tech sector. You find, so I was happy to meet Lucy this morning because she's a woman in tech and she's been able to achieve a lot of things past being in tech. And I know in the past when you see someone in tech, they are either in short hair, not like, but now we see women in tech who are doing a lot of amazing things, being feminine. So one of the things we are doing is promoting. At the moment we are looking at, they're currently in training now. We're training them with soft skills, because we also realize that there's a skills gap where they go into work and they cannot communicate because all they know is technical and how to fix things. But how do I speak to my boss? How do I communicate to my colleague? That thing is missing. So they are currently going through a 4-week training, which will finish on the 4th of November. Once the training is done, we plan to place a minimum of 60 of them in permanent jobs to make sure that they are able to find their place in the corporate world. Wow. Yeah.
So 60 people to get a job out of this training.
Yeah.
But one will say, why Jobberman? Because for you are supposed to just find jobs. So the training, where does Jobberman come in with the training?
So we don't only do jobs. So we help people with employability skills, because we realize that, listen, if the employer brings you in and you don't stay, I mean, they'll come back to us and say, can you find me someone else? And we keep on replacing and replacing. Wow. And we realize that soft skills, the training bit is a gap, which we offer. So we offer training services to our employers who want to train people within the organization.
How long have you been doing this?
Oh, we've been doing it for about the past 4 or 5 years.
Okay, that's great.
Offering training, and also we're trying to make people more employable, because I think that people have the tech skill, but they don't have the soft skill to match with it. And the soft skills are the hardest to learn, because when we go to school, Nobody teaches you how to write an email. So somebody will write, instead of saying, they don't write as discussed, the boss has sent me something, they'll send it with no communication, and somebody will look through the email and will never find what they've sent. I've sent it to you a long time.
Yeah.
So those are the small gaps. How to be for women, how to be in places of leadership, how to be able to command people also in the boardroom, so that you are not, you know, you're also making an impact. I think women in jobs are able to make a much bigger impact if they are empowered to do more. So, yeah.
I'm liking this conversation because I know there are a lot of young people out there who think there are no jobs. But there's a case whereby you are even enabling them to get access to the jobs. So it's not that it's like you come on there, you apply for a job, you go and they let you go, but we train you.
Yeah.
But again, you did make in your earlier submission that when they apply, it's free of charge. The training, is it free of charge as well?
Well, so for now, the training is being funded by GIZ and the German Corporation. So no one has to pay for the training.
Okay.
So one of the things we do is we try and approach this international organizations and say, hey, there's a gap here. Can you support us with funding so that we'll be able to employ people and make people more employable? Because the thing is, they are jobs, but if there's not, they don't have the right skills, we cannot match them, right? So one of the things we do, we are doing something with the MasterCard Foundation. We are also doing something. We've done it the second time. We're doing something with GIZ, the German Federal Corporation. They usually fund us to try and bridge any gap that we have in the employment, to make sure that young people, so this is between 18 to 35, are able to find jobs and able to find a livelihood.
Wow, I'm very impressed. How do you feel knowing that you're achieving this feat? Let me say it like that.
I think that it's my quota also to the country, right? And also contributing, because I know that government can do, but not so much, right? So we in the private sector should be able to also contribute and make sure that we are making an impact, because we cannot sit and wait for government to do everything. I mean, how many government jobs are available? I mean, we have postings on our website. We don't have a lot of government posting on our website. Usually is they do through papers, and you might not even find out that the job is even there before you realize somebody is working. So the government is doing their bit. We as public sector, we should be able to also do our bit, make sure that people are finding jobs. That's our quota to national development, our quota to the generation, and make sure that youth, because once you have the youth, I mean, there was a study that says 24% of youth, and if you look at it, it's more than 24, right? If the Ghana Statistics said 24%,
but it's way more.
But the thing is, they qualify people who sell by the roadside as employment, which is not really proper employment, right? So if you look at the number is way higher, and I think if we can do our bit to make sure that we are able to bring that percentage down, I think that's what we would do as a brand and as an organization.
Do we have more youth targeting certain sectors, and those sectors are choked?
Yes. So I always tell that young people always run away from sales jobs.
They want the banking jobs.
They want the one that you dress nice and sit in the office and go and yes. But I feel like there are a lot of other jobs that people should. Don't box yourself in and say, I want to work in the bank. I remember when I returned from the UK, I wanted to work in the bank. Then 2 years later, I was like, why did I want to work in the bank? Because I love what I do now. I'm like, there was no way that I would have fitted in the bank with the long hours and everything. So I think that don't box yourself. There are opportunities out there. Look for it. And also for the young people, what I will say to you is that if you're home, there's an opportunity, take it. It might just be small, but take it, because when you enter into the job space, that's what opens the doors for you to meet someone. Then someone say, oh, are you looking? So, well, I'm looking for a better job, and that's the stepping stone for you to find. But if you're in your house saying that this job is only paying $1,500 or it's only paying $2,000, so I won't take it, there's no way that you're going to progress. You need to start from somewhere. I
like that. Now, I have a question for you with regards to that. It looks like more young people are more money focused than the job. Is that what is happening?
It is. It is. I think that they are looking at you call people up for a job and they said, what's the salary, right? But what's your experience? Right. You don't have the experience. So you will go in, and I remember that I always tell the story that when I returned from the UK with a master's, my first job was paying me 800 cedis. Trust me. I looked at it and I was like, ooh, but my husband said, go for it. I mean, what are you going to do being at home and doing nothing? And out of that, I've been able to grow onto, because if you're sitting there looking at the money, how are you going to gain the experience?
Yeah.
You need to go into the job, gain the experience, gain the corporate etiquette, gain how it is to make an impact through the job. You might find somebody. So through the job, I meet someone and say, hey, I said, I'm looking for a new job. Oh, okay, I haven't seen you. There's a job position somewhere, and that's through where you get a job. But if you're sitting home and thinking, I want a job that will pay me $5,000 before I start, I promise you, you are going to be home for a long time.
Wow. Good morning, I'm Sadiq Baba from Northern Region Tamale. Can I have the CEO of Jobberman Ghana? I want to have a talk with her. Okay, she'll try and put out maybe an email or something, yeah, and then you can reach her on it. Hello, Mrs. Hilda Nimoteiko. I admire you and I love what Jobberman is doing for people. Can I please get the opportunity to have my service with your company?
We close. I think we've already done the service intake at the moment. So
right.
Maybe next time you try earlier. We've already taken in the people who are starting in November.
Okay.
So, yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry about that. Really, really sorry about that. Hello, good morning to you all, especially your guest, Mrs. Hilda. I'm loving your conversation. I'm actually looking for a job for some time now.
So I will say, I think it's good I mentioned this. At times when people are looking for a job, one of the things they also miss is their CVs. So some people might be looking for a job for a long time.
Okay.
And Rosalind, if you say, send me your CV, and you see the CV, then you say, no wonder you haven't found a job.
Okay.
I think the CV is your marketing tool. People will look at your CV. That's what will let them call you for the interview before they see your face, right? So I'll say spend some time. We usually do a free CV review on our website. You can send it to us. We will look at it and give you tips to see if it is good or not.
Okay.
If it's not good, then you look at how to improve the CV. So I'll say keep looking. Looking for a job I know is daunting, but you need to be persistent and also try and look at your CV and make sure that if it meets all the, you can look at sometimes the vocabulary, sometimes the font size, sometimes it's all over the place.
What's the correct font size?
I think that you can just choose one font size that works,
okay,
but choose one that is legible. So you can choose Times Roman, you can choose Arial, Calibri, something that's legible. Don't use a font size that's too complicated that people cannot read. So always choose something that's simple, that people can read, and make sure that it's the same font size, because you check somebody's CV now, a lot of AI and the ATS are the ones that do the selection. So if you're waiting for me to look at your CV.
Children of today, they are doing AI on their CVs.
No, yes, and they will do that and bring in, and even with us, we have the ATS, which is technology that shortlist. So if your CV is not in the right manner, you will never be shortlisted.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, today we are learning a lot. And you know, one thing about young people, I don't know if we can have maybe a seminar or conference or something to let them understand that it's not about the money.
You need to start from somewhere. I always say start from somewhere and you will grow.
So they are turning down the jobs that they feel the money is not good enough?
Yes. They'll tell you that, no, I'd rather stay at home. Yeah.
Is that the reason for the high rate of unemployment?
Not all, but it's a contributory factor, I think.
Okay. Hello, Joy Prime. My name is Regan, an SHS graduate. I want to know if some of the job is in Kumasi.
Yes, we actually, you know, the job I was telling you about that we had 350 people. We actually did some recruitment in Kumasi, actually. Okay. So just go to our website, www.jobberman.com.gh, sign up as a job seeker, and you should be able to get access to some of the jobs that we post.
Okay, so if you are in Kumasi, what about other regions?
To be fair, we are everywhere because it's an online platform. But the truth is, majority of the jobs are in Accra. We have some jobs in Takoradi, some jobs in Kumasi. We've had some occasions where some jobs are in Ho, and and that will require a bit of relocation. But majority of the jobs are in Accra, Kumasi, and Takoradi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So if you are in Accra, Kumasi, Takoradi, but you can transfer.
Yeah, you can. I think the only challenge sometimes is relocation. If the employer is not willing to assist with relocation, then it becomes a problem, because now you have to go and find accommodation and all that kind of stuff. So usually when we are looking for a job in Tema or in Kumasi, we like to take people from Kumasi directly, so that there's the issue of relocation and everything is.
So when we look at these areas, what are the jobs that are on high demand?
In Accra, it's mostly corporate, admin, sales, manufacturing, in education and teaching, In Kumasi, it's also amazing because of the factories, and also sometimes we have some farming jobs as well. You have those there. In Takrady, a lot of shipping jobs, a lot of jobs in the mines, and also, that one also is special skill. So if you don't have the skill, then it becomes a challenge for you to get a job in those sectors. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And this is where you come in and you sometimes help train, right?
Yes.
What about vocational jobs?
So vocational jobs, we do what we call it blue recruits.
Okay.
Where we support like tailors, seamstress. We have requests on our website, but it's not as high as the white collar jobs.
Okay.
But we are also looking at a partnership where we can work with either someone from the NVTI or something to collaborate together and support a lot of the blue recruits to get also permanent jobs. I know they're doing it now, but it's not on a very high scale. But it's something that we are looking to do to look at doing in the future so that we can support. It's not everything that has to be, people have to go to have a degree to get a job or a diploma, but if you have a vocational and a technical training, you should be able to. We partner with organizations like YOTA and everything to support people within that side. So it's something that we are looking at doing, and once we start, we can be able to support more vocational and training institutes and people with that experience to get jobs.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Big kudos to Madam Hilda Nimotieku for the outstanding job she's doing for the youth of Ghana. All right. So, I mean, definitely people are loving you. Good morning, Feli. My friend has been looking for a job for 4 years now, and he's not getting it. Ask her if he can apply for a job on the platform.
Certainly, yes, Fela. So, apply for jobs on our platform. There are jobs, there are about 1,000 jobs, and I always say never give up, because some of the jobs, the employers, if they find, they stop, but they'll always come back to the pool. So, once you apply, your CV sits within our, what we call the ATS, which is application tracking system. And the employer can always go back and call. So never give up. I know it's a bit challenging when you apply for a few, like you apply for months and you don't get, but never give up. I'm sure you'll be able to find something.
Can one person apply for different jobs at the same time?
Yes, you can. But I always tell people, don't apply for just any job. Because some people just want a job, so they apply for any job they see. So look at the skills that you have and look at the particular job. Because if you apply for any job, you just be frustrated. They see a job for teacher, they apply. They see a job for administrator, they apply. They see a job for procurement manager, they apply. Just because they just want to apply for jobs. Look at your skill sets and then look at what you can actually do and try and tweak your CV in that manner, so that you'll be able to find it. Because if you don't have your CV, so look at your CV, okay, your CEO are into what you're doing now, it's PR, a lot of marketing, a lot. You can tweak your CV in that manner, and then you'll be able to find jobs. But if you go wide and say you're looking for a job in maybe in nursing, if you apply for any job, you just won't get the right traction.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I hope you at home, you will apply well. I don't know if that message is
and the
coming.
jobs, we categorize them. So you can see that this is like it's in construction, this is admin jobs, this is healthcare jobs. So it helps you to be able to select which ones. We give you an alert. So you go in and you pick the jobs that are related to you. So I want jobs in admin, in sales, in marketing, in customer service. So those are the kind of job alerts that you will get.
Do you ever rest?
I try to.
What do you do to relax?
So I like spending time with my friends and my family.
Okay.
I like to spend time with my boys.
How many are they?
2.
Okay, that's nice.
I have 2 boys. I haven't watched TV in a long time.
You're on TV.
But when I get the chance, I'll binge watch on Netflix. That is if I have some free time and if I'm on leave. But I love to travel if I can. I think I can be a bit daring. I think that the masculine side in me when I was growing up, I like to try new things and do some daring stuff. So yes.
That's nice.
Yes.
Do you love music?
I love music.
What's your favorite song?
Listen, I don't have a favorite person, but if you sit in my car, I have a playlist. I have a playlist for everything. I have a gospel playlist that I listen to in the mornings. I have a local playlist. I have a foreign playlist. So if you sit in my car.
So your local playlist, which will you say you love to listen to the most?
So I like Kiddy. I like the Afro pop, the Nigerians. Okay. I like Davido.
Okay.
Yes. So I like a mix of everything. Like I love good music. So once the beat is
good,
yes.
do you party a lot?
Well, if I can. I used to. I'm a life of the party. I used to say like I will dance. I mean, in my office, I think they will tell you that I'll always be the one left in the party dancing. I love music. I love to dance. I love to have fun. I feel like I work too hard, so sometimes I need to let go.
Play hard as well.
Yes.
That's nice, and we congratulate you today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very
so
much.
how do you combine being mommy and working so hard?
Oh, I do my best. So I try and, so like this week my kids are on midterms. I try and go home early.
Okay.
If I can. Where I can't, I need sure that I'm engaging them and I'm telling you, okay, today I'm not going to be here early, but I'll be there for other things. So I try to balance where I can go for like their school activities. I try to make time and go, because I remember one time I went home early and my son told me, said, it's a miracle. You were home early, and I was like, really?
What time do you go home?
I mean, it depends. Maybe 7, 8.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Every
but
day.
yes, but if like let's say if I plan well, there are some times I can close at 5.
Okay.
Like this week, my plan is just to make sure that I leave at 5 every day. So I need to make a conscious effort to do that. Yes.
That's nice.
Yes.
And most people out there are admiring you, and they know that you work so hard and you play hard as well.
Yes.
And you are serving as an inspiration to a lot of women out there. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Your challenges haven't let you down at all.
Not at all.
No, they couldn't pin you down.
Not at all.
You're still strong, standing firm.
Yep.
We celebrate you today.
Thank
I
you
want to grab
very much.
something from the back for you.
Oh,
so I'll be
my
right back
God.
when I grab this for you.
Wow.
Yes. So today we celebrate you. It's a beautiful one. Whoa. And this is coming from Frame.
This picture has done so good. That was my 40th birthday.
Oh, wow.
Photo shoot.
Okay.
I think it's about time I changed the picture, but it has served me good. Thank you
that
so much.
Thank you today. You're welcome.
I love it.
You're welcome.
Wow. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, and this is from Multi-Photo Frames.
Oh, wow.
And I'll give you their number if you want to get in touch with them. Their number is 024-049-2123. 024-049-2123. If you want to go to their place as well, they are located behind the NPP office. So the junction at the NPP office.
So they have a studio there?
They have a studio there.
Okay, nice.
So you love it.
I can take a new picture.
Hilda, thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thank you, Leslie.
Your final words to the people who are watching you before you leave?
So I will say, I think that especially for the youth, if you're looking for a job, Jobberman is the home of all jobs. Go onto our website, www.jobberman.com. Sign up as a job seeker. Don't sign up as an employer, please. Sign up as a job seeker and fill in your details. And we post new jobs every day. We post new jobs every day. And you have about 1,000 jobs. We also have remote jobs. So there are some jobs when you click, it takes you another link. Most of the jobs are remote jobs that we try and aggregate them onto our platform so that when you come to our platform, you can find all the jobs. And reach out to our office, reach out to our customer service line if you're having a challenge also. But our website is quite interactive. If you send a message, someone will send a message back to you. So thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much, Hilda.
Thank you.
Hilda Nimoteku, CEO of Jobberman, has been our guest for the big interview today. We hope you have enjoyed this conversation. If you're looking for a job, she has told you how to get a job, but make sure that your CV is well prepared, okay?
Yes.
And thank you so much for watching the show today. My name is Roslyn Felly. I didn't do this alone. I did this with Esiedua Akumi. I will be back again tomorrow from 6 a.m. all the way to 10 a.m. And to all of you who have been sending your messages, we are super grateful. Let's do this again, okay?